Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, Darth Devious, bringing you another video review, and this time from the CW TV show Arrow. It's a 2-pack with Oliver Queen and Deathstroke. It says on the side there, Oliver Queen, Deathstroke. Though, in reality, this isn't Deathstroke from Season 2. Now, I'm going to warn you all now, there will probably be spoilers for the show. So if you've only seen Season 1... I don't know if you want to watch the rest of this review, because I might be spoiling some of the stuff for Season 2. This is actually Slade Wilson's partner from the island, Wintergreen. The one who betrayed him when they were in the when they were there to try and stop fires. He ended up joining fires, and his band of men became an enforcer. And then Slade killed him. Right, so that's this version of Deathstroke is actually Wintergreen. I'm hoping, because this set actually reflects more Season 1, because, you know, Oliver's got the green paint on his eyes instead of the face mask that he wears now. Yeah, but I've been looking forward to this. I'm a huge fan of this show. I think it's one of the best comic book shows to date, and when I saw the announcement for this set, I had to get it. All right, and this comes to us from DC Direct, so it should be pretty cool. Figures are about 6.5 inches tall, which isn't bad, and looks like they've got some decent articulation, so we'll find out when I get it open. Look on the side here, and you got a nice shot of actor Stephen Amell as he, you know, he portrays Oliver, and he does it really well. On the back here, got a nice product shots of the two, and then down here, I'll zoom in. If you want to read that on your own time, feel free. You know, you can do it. I know you can. Alright. So there we go. So, I'm going to get these two out of the package so we can get a real good look at them. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, here we have Oliver and Deathstroke out of the package, and they both come with a good array of accessories, and just really nice. They both have some really good articulation, especially for being DC Direct figures, because sometimes DC Direct figures don't have as good of articulation as, say, the DC Classics figures have. But in this case, yeah, they're pretty good. Deathstroke actually has more articulation than Oliver, but we'll go over that. And he also came with 2 fists instead of the grasping hands, because he's got grasping hands there for all his weapons, and he has a lot of weapons. We'll go over that, but we're going to look at Oliver first. We'll move him off to the side a little bit. I know, Oliver's getting the spotlight. Oh no. Some more light on him. There we go. Yeah, that's better. And he looks really good. As you see, he can hold his arrows as if he's going to put them on the bow. Look at the bow real quick. Let me take this out of his hand. Come here. There we go. And as you see, they stand really well. The bow has some really nice design on it. Let's zoom in on this. See there, it's got like wrapped leather on it, different symbols on it, some nice gold, and then this is actually rubber. So it's actually a functioning bow, sort of. I mean, you can't really shoot the arrows because they don't have the notches on them, but still, that is a nice touch. I like that. Good job, DC. Let's see, he'll take the arrow out of his hand. And he comes with two single arrows and then a cluster of 3 that go into his quiver. And the single arrows, really nice. Naturally, they have, you know, green arrowheads, and then the green and the yellow feathers on the back. and they're really cool. There's not really any way to put them in the bow so that the bow would fire them, but it would be nice. That'd be kind of cool. But I think, you know, parents groups would have a heart attack. It actually fires arrows. Yeah, not going to go over that. Put that down. And we'll look at Oliver. You see, he's pretty cool. Nice design on the hood. He's got the small launcher on his wrist, as you can see. He's got a small quiver with some arrows in it. These don't come out. That's just for decoration, but still. Nice green, forest green over the dark green and stuff like that. And then some nice lacing and stuff on the boots. Some more of that nice green, light green on there. Alright. Come up so we can see his face. And his face is pretty cool. You know, he's got those nice blue eyes, as you can see in there. The goatee on him is a little darker than what it is on the show. It's a little thicker. On the show, he's got more of a 5 o'clock shadow, where this looks like a full beard goatee. I'm actually waiting for them to go with Oliver to have the classic comic book goatee, the really pointy one that comes down, and the mustache. I would love that. But maybe that's season 3 or 4. I don't know. And yes, it has been announced that they are going into season 3. So that's awesome. This show, I'm telling you, if you're not watching this show, why aren't you watching this show? Alright, you can see his quiver on his back. Like I said, you got another single arrow. Focus! Focus! There we go. Another single arrow, and then a cluster of arrows that fill this out nicely. Put them back in. Fill in real nice. And one cool thing is you can actually pull the hood back because it's a soft rubber. As it's making a liar out of me. Come on. There we go. There we go. And, you know, he's got his full head of hair on there, so, you know, that's nice. The only thing is the hood doesn't move when you move his head, so his head can get lost. And he's got just the nice, light eye makeup on there. I do prefer the mask that he got, spoilers, from Barry Allen. And if you don't know who Barry Allen is, look up The Flash. Okay? So, yeah. Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, so you get some nice movement from it. You can look up a little bit, look down a little bit. The hood kind of hinders some of his movement, but not much. Shoulders go out, forward and back. He's got a decent elbow. Let's come out a little bit. Decent elbow. Nothing to write home about, but it has a swivel at the elbow, so you can get some nice movements. He's got a swivel at his wrist, and then this in and out movement on this wrist. And that's to accommodate, you know, holding the bow. And on this wrist, he's got the swivel, but it goes up and down at the wrist here. And again, that's to hold the arrows and stuff. Doesn't have a waist joint, but he's got the upper ab ball joint. And it is actually a ball joint. As if you wanted to take some stuff off of him, like you can remove the quiver. If you pop him off the ball joint, you can take the quiver off of him, but I don't know why you would want to do that. That's kind of dumb. And then, you know, he can kick out. He's got a rotation and a bend at the knee. Good 90 degrees at the knee. Good rotation. Forward and back movement's a little limited, but, you know, that's just part of the sculpt. Can't do anything about that. And he's got forward and back at his ankles. So this isn't a bad bit of articulation for this figure. And he stands fairly decently. See? Not a problem. Not a problem. So we'll put him back. And we'll take a look at Wintergreen, aka Deathstroke version 1.0. Yes, as I said, this is Wintergreen. Wintergreen had a different Deathstroke mask than Slade. Slade's mask spoilers, is missing an eye. This eye is all covered in. And the front mouth part of the mask, instead of just being covered over by the fabric, his is more like almost like a BMX helmet mask or paintball mask type thing that goes over your mouth and nose. Otherwise, the outfit is very similar. I mean, they both carry all this armor on them and knee pads and things like that, and they both have, you know, the grenade launchers on them and things like that. And the weapons. They carry a similar weapon loadout. But this is actually Slade's Australian partner, Wintergreen, from Season 1. And he looks pretty cool, I will say. He's a tiny bit shorter than Oliver, maybe like a quarter of an inch. Well, maybe not even that short. Just slightly shorter. But that's okay. He's very stocky, and he makes up for it with his better articulation. Spin him around. You see he's got this nice sheath on his back for this fantastic looking sword. He's got his armor, his utility belt. He's got a lot of places on here where he's got weapon storage. He's got a handgun here. He's got a knife here. And yes, they are all removable. He's just your standard handgun. And he's got a nice silver-bladed knife. Alright. He's got this really nice machine gun with a rocket launcher on it. He's got on this hand, he's got a molded trigger finger, which is good for holding his guns. But you see, it's not bad. It's got some nice detail on it, if you see it. Nice gold paint on the top. So that's pretty cool. And then we'll look at his... This is a wicked, wicked blade. I mean, look at this thing. You're going to mess somebody up with this. And he holds this better in his left hand than his right, but you can put it in his right hand. It kind of droops. But that actually is good for like getting a pose like this where he's just casually holding it. So there you go. And he's really cool. I love the armor, the lower part of his shins here, and the kneecap armor. Very nicely done. They did a good job with this, you know. I'm betting we're gonna get a season 2 version of this set where Oliver will have the face mask and this head will be swapped out for the Slade Wilson Deathstroke head. Yeah. Slade is a huge, huge part of season 2 and what's going on. Huge part. In fact, the last few episodes, I'm not going to spoil those, but you need to watch this show. If you're a fan of DC Comics at all, you need to watch this show, because this is just some of the best stuff that they've put out right now is Arrow. Just the storytelling alone, all the nods to other DC universes. I mean, hell, Harley Quinn had a brief cameo in one of the episodes. Harley Quinn in an episode of Arrow. And also Arrow was the springboard for the upcoming Flash series. So, you know, can't beat that. You see, yeah, he holds that better in this hand. That's pretty cool. So we'll go over his articulation, because he's got better articulation than Oliver. And he does have ball jointed head, and his actually gets a lot of really nice movement out of it. I mean, just really nice. And he's got, you know, the same shoulders, but he has a swivel above his elbow, and he has a slightly better bend in the elbow than Oliver does. And he's got the wrist too, where he's got one that goes up and down and one that goes left and right, as well as the rotation. And this one goes, oh, it's gonna make a liar out of me. No, both of his wrists go up and down. I'm sorry. And they rotate. That's fine. And he also has the ball joint waist crunch thing. And his legs go forward and back a little bit better than Oliver's. They kick out, but he has a swivel in the thigh. Now what's cool is, on this one, the swivel is just above the top of that pocket, so that it's slightly hidden. On this one, It's slightly lower, but it's just above the strap. So that is also hidden. That is really cool. Now he has another feature here that Oliver doesn't have, and he's got a double jointed knee. And that's just really cool. I wasn't expecting that. And then of course he's got the same. He's got more movement in his feet. His feet swivel forward and back, and they rotate. I don't know if Oliver's rotate. I'm gonna have to mess with him, see if maybe they're just. So yeah, he's got a lot more articulation. So you get him in some really good poses as he's ready to mess somebody up. So there you go. Let me see Oliver for a second here. Stand there, Wintergreen. Let me see. Does he? Oh yeah, Oliver's got it too. He's got the rotation in the boot. Okay. Kudos. Kudos, guys. Kudos. Makes him stand even better. So there you go. The Arrow 2-pack. I highly recommend this, especially if you're a fan of the show Arrow. This is a really well done DC Direct set. I mean, seriously well done. And they knocked this one out of the park. I got to give it to DC on this one. Yeah, I would like to see a Season 2 version of these guys so we can get, with that. But, because in reality, these two never fought in this getup. He did, interact with him on the island, but, not in this way. Anyway, so there you go. The Season 1 version of Oliver Queen as the Vigilante, or the Hood, or Arrow, as they're now calling him. And Wintergreen in his Deathstroke outfit. So there you go. You all be good. I'll send Deathstroke after you. And then if you fail the city, I'm going to send the Arrow after you. Later.